My name is Keith McIntyre. I pastor the Independent Baptist Church of Montezuma, and just appreciate the work of Parke Without Reverse and their ability to connect people with government. And I believe that Christians need to be connected with government and be aware of what's taking place. We've come alongside them to help for a couple of months to get the town council and board meetings out. But would like to invite you, if you don't have a church home, to the Independent Baptist Church in Montezuma. Our services are Sunday morning at 10:30. We have adult Bible classes and children's classes at 9:30. If we could ever do anything for you, you can contact me at mib.church. Thanks for...
Are we going to go over the finances at all?
I have nothing to go over. Do you have something you want to go over?
Just what she mailed out.
Okay.
I have one thing as well.
Okay.
Okay.
Go ahead, then. Let's do that.
We're going to do the treasure first?
Well, we can go ahead and do
That's
minutes
fine.
first. That's okay. I was just saying, we weren't going to do those, go down over here, but if we're going to do those, let's do minutes first, and then we'll go on with
Okay.
the financial. So, anybody have anything for the minutes? Any additions or corrections?
Motion to approve is presented.
Second. Been moved and second to approve the minutes as presented. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right, then we will have a financial report. So who's speaking for what?
Only as the marketing committee, we had met, the five of us, and all five of us jointly agreed that we were going to, correct me Courtney here, and Celia and Jen, that we were going to allocate the monies to do the social media and the additional brochures, which are ordered and now delivered, and that we were going to be very careful on any future spendings until we knew where we were at to ensure we had money to pay the firefighters, that group, as we move forward.
Okay.
Is that not what we agreed on? And we had sent that out to everyone and no one got feedback.
Okay.
So I thought, as it related to the treasures, Diane said that she gave us an amount that was there, but we don't have it in our account.
Okay.
So then you take the money out that we've got to pay for the brochures and everything else that she wanted us to approve today, which she was fine with, but right now we wouldn't have enough to cover that 25% we're going to have to pay come December.
Okay. Well, we really need to wait and see what, for the first year, what it's actually going to be for every year anyway,
Yes.
so we have a good number to go by. So, okay. What do you have, Celia?
I have an invoice for the update of the BCBA Bridgeton website, and we had voted that we would pay half, so I brought the invoice
Okay.
with the half, the amount of half.
You want to mail that to Diane? How do you want to do that?
I already emailed it to her.
Okay, well, she'll have it then. We just need a motion to approve it
Just
then.
need to add it to
Add
the...
that to the proof,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'll move that we add the Bridgeton Cover Bridge Association 50% invoice to the list.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay.
I move that we approve all the invoices as presented by Diana.
Anybody have any questions on those? They were emailed out. So you okay with that? Is there a second?
Second.
It's been moved and second to approve the invoices as emailed out by Diane. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay. Anything else financial-wise? And then we'll go into marketing.
Okay, first thing is I emailed out earlier, I met with the town clerk of the town of Rockville. We have a bid from Kelly Heating for $7,410 to basically insulate and heat year round. I emailed that out, it's $7,410. There was a second bid submitted, it was lower, though this is the preferred bid by the town of Rockville staff, because it's my understanding that Kelly Heating is doing most of the work for the town now.
Well, the important thing here is Kelly guarantees it to be done by
The end of
Festival.
October.
Yeah.
And the bathrooms won't be closed during the Bridge Festival.
And then after that, they'll finish the work and they'll be open all winter then.
Yes.
And they can't get the guarantee from the others. We're offering a guarantee from the others.
We're all about having the bathrooms open.
Okay.
So I move that we award to Kelly Heating the $7,410, and we'll work out a payment plan accordingly.
Anybody have-
Sometimes it doesn't say in here, it said payment terms would need to be 75% upfront with remainder on completion. So subject to the town accepting us this, which this was their recommendation, we'll have to add 75% of the 7,410 for another check to be written.
Okay. County government-wise, we cannot make those deposits. We cannot pay ahead of time before the work has been done. If the town of Rockville is okay with that, I'm okay with that, because we're really just giving the money to the town of Rockville to pay, right? Or are you paying directly to the Kelly?
Kelly Heating.
I
Unless
would amend
we
your motion to, if contingent upon it being permissible, via the.
Why don't we just say we'll,
Why don't you just approve the contract, and we'll work out the negotiations on
Yeah.
that. Is that
we'll just
okay?
tell them that we'll pay the day it's done. Is that fair?
Well, I'm okay with paying early if we can. I just know the county can't do that. We just had that come up last meeting. We cannot make a partial payment on something that has not been done yet. The town may be able to, we may be able to. County cannot do that.
Yeah,
So why don't you just make a motion to approve that contract, and then we'll get with Diana. She can pay it all up front. I mean, that's 35, I'm fine with that.
Do we have the funds to pay that all up front right now?
$7,410, yeah.
Okay.
So if you don't mind, would you amend your motion then to just approve
Yes,
the
I'll make it.
contract?
Yes.
Is there a second to approving the
I'll second
contract? Okay, it's been moved and seconded to approve the contract with Kelly to the amount of $7,410 for the bathrooms, make them able to be open all year round. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay.
I had talked to, we have delivery of the new 50,000 brochures. The marketing committee, that's the number we decided on. We ordered, we got them all updated. I want to make sure we're all agreeing. I'm going to send out an email, and I have the new ones with me this evening. If you need a case or 2 or 3, that's fine. I'd like for you to email me where you would like to have them delivered to before the Bridge Festival. And I talked to Nisa earlier this week, and our thoughts is that we not let right now Tourist Information Services pick any up until the Monday after the Bridge Festival. So we'll make sure we have all 50,000 here. We're already into the stack, because I took everything that was extra and delivered them last week throughout the county. So all we have now, that 14,000 we thought was gonna be fine through August and early September, it's gone in August. And we're already eating into that 50,000 we ordered. I just don't think we should be sending to Tourist Information Services when I think we need to make sure we have enough for everybody that wants any maps this year in the fall.
I think it's also what Jen said, though. I don't feel like we're setting any real restrictions on how many people and making it a little bit more selective of, like, I know you mentioned this at
Yeah,
you know,
I think
businesses
just
and
knowing
things.
like how much people really truly need, and I don't know that now we have the time, but like for example, I mean, Anitra just cleared out a ton of brochures and brought a bunch over to me, and I'm like, I don't need them, I have a ton, you know, like I have, this was of other, not these, but of other,
Okay.
just an example of sometimes we just kind of, you know,
If you
any
can
group
have
just
them,
get-
you'll
yeah,
take
just
them.
gives them, you know,
Yeah.
the big boxes, and they may not necessarily
Right.
need the, you know, they may only need half a box or, you know, and if that helps stretch it. Now, again, how do we manage that? That, you know, I don't know. I'm just saying it might help us stretch, because instead of throwing away, you know, once the maps are old,
Well, the
some
map,
people give them to you, I know,
Right,
but
we-
but some people just want to get rid of them and
Yeah,
get
I
them out,
only-
and they're throwing them away.
I'm down to one case of the red ones, because I've been delivering the red ones, which are out of date now, where we picked them up, which you gave me some, obviously. I've gotten rid of all of those, which there were about 4 or 5 cases. So I've got those rid of at rest stops.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think probably the tourism services would have little impact on the festival this year at this point. We're picking it up out on the interstate someplace as opposed to having it here at the hand to pass out. So I think that's a good idea too. So,
And then we'll determine during the Bridge Festival, we'll know about how many we have left, and we can
Right.
allocate. So
Yep.
we have enough for November and December. We'll check
Yep.
with PCI before we allow them to pick them up.
I think it's a good idea.
Okay, we've also changed the lock at the depot. It is a padlock now with a key. The Toro lock that had the secret code had been tampered with. And we know for a fact there were people getting in there and taking them that Nisa nor I nor anyone else had allowed. So we don't know who it was, but
So it has a regular padlock on the barn now.
Yeah.
With the key, you must come to the office to get the key, so.
Good.
okay. Earlier today, I put a new brochure on there, everyone. The Festivals Association, we gave it right at 2,500 plus away at the State Fair alone. And everything, as PCI knows, I've been going about every other week now, picking up multiple boxes. I would like, when we print this next time, that we give the Festivals Association no less than 4,000 that are folded like this. So it shows the Bridge Festival up, and on the flat, then it shows Tricky Run, Maple Fair, and the cover bridges there flat too. So if you were to come up to our table, it would look like this, like that. Because right now, what I'm doing when I go out is there's 2 stacks like this, and one stack like this, the 3 stacks, that's the same amount of space. And so these go 10 to 1. But it doesn't matter if they pick this one up first or pick that one up. For the people that are duly interested, then they're trying to pick up a second one. Okay? Now I know by unfolding it, but it just reminds us, this time of year at the State Fair, the #1 question I got is when's the Bridge Festival?
Right.
So if we have them folded like this,
That's an easy thing,
it'll help to pick up ability.
Yeah, that's an easy thing.
We were the #1 brochure selected every day of the State Fair, second only to the Festival Guide, which they're on the front row.
I don't think you need a motion to approve that, that's just order them that.
Well,
Um,
it's how we choose to fold some for 4,000 of them, however many we order, the January ones. And then we're planning to work with Courtney, and we're taking updates and redoing it all at the December meeting. We'll approve to order them in December. That'll be the 25-26 map. So we'll be well on our way with a new one that has 25 dates, hopefully in January. This time, the turnaround time, correct me, you three, was about 4.5 weeks from the day we ordered till they delivered, right? So by ordering them at the end of December, we'll have them by the end of January, more than enough time for Maple Fair.
Sounds good.
On the request for the new ones, I still have a lot, but I do like this one because I open this, like when people are asking like, because I'll say, what are you looking to do while you're here? And like there are places that aren't on the other map. Is it okay for me to get some new ones and give you the older ones? Do you have places that you can take those, or would you rather I just keep what I've got?
No, if you have this version here, right, the sunset version,
Yeah.
then I'll use those instead of the new ones.
Because like I said, I open the map up and I'll circle places and
Right.
show. So I do that a lot.
So let's-
I do like having the most recent.
So, right, so if you have the old version and you want to change them out, let me know and I'll make
I'll email you.
arrangements to pick them up, and, because I'm out, it's easy for me to get rid of them.
Okay.
And they don't know it's not the most recent, we do.
Yeah.
Okay,
Thank you.
what else you got?
Okay, we had a request from PCI that was sent out earlier today to sponsor a day with Waxy for $800 and some dollars. Again, that goes against what the marketing committee said. We weren't going to spend any money until we knew where we were at financially. That we felt that the #1 thing that we wanted to focus on was the new maps, which were 20,000, and the additional social media.
Yeah, and I don't know what the value would be for us to advertise a day at the festival, because they're already at the festival, so
Yeah,
why would we,
exactly.
why would we be doing that? So, I don't think we need to do,
And the
that's my
market, the
opinion.
Region Zero. So.
Yes.
I agree.
Is there any motion to approve, buying that day? Okay. Go ahead.
Okay, the next thing is PCI is not going to be doing the Christmas market in 2025. And there was a question on the invoice, which I gotta go back and check. The Festivals Association did not invoice the CDC for the Dine on the Cover Bridge. And so we have one on account. I wanna make sure that we're covered because I can't vote on that, obviously.
Say it again.
See, ISFA did not invoice the CVC, nor did the CVC pay for Dine on the Cover Bridge because it wasn't invoiced. So we have a free one now because now we've got the PCI Christmas event that's been canceled. So we could substitute the Christmas for the Dine on Cover Bridge.
The Christmas event is canceled?
For PCI's portion, not Main Street,
Oh, okay.
not Rosedale, not Bridgeton.
Okay, so they're all just managing each township's managing
The
their.
Parke County Covered Bridge Market, their thing
Yes.
that was at the 4-H fair.
Yeah, just nothing at the 4-H building.
That's canceled.
Oh, okay, that was their piece of it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Got it.
And that's been canceled it'll happen for 24, but not for
Okay.
2025.
I'm with you. Okay,
I make a motion we do that, plug in the Dine on a Bridge.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay.
The next thing is we're having issues with the Miami Nations with Steve Buchanan getting his information in by Friday, which is due Saturday by midnight technically. But we've asked everybody to get their information to Lisa, and I've gone on social media. He's on the approved list. It's already been approved for payment. We're struggling to get information, correct?
Correct.
And you have been part of the team to help get that connected, and we're not
Lisa's been
connected.
handling that herself.
And that has always been a struggle forever to get the information in, and then when they don't get included because they didn't get their information in, they're mad because they weren't included.
Right.
I think we just need to be cold about that, and if they don't make the deadline, you're just not in. I mean, that's my personal opinion on that. We don't have time or purpose to chase them down. This is your opportunity, you need to take advantage of
I
that.
told Steve we would not pay, because this year for the first time, there's late fees with the Festival Association if you're late. And I said,
Yes.
we are not
No,
going to pay that.
no. He could do it.
And I did meet with his brother, Brian, who's now chief of the Miami Nation of Indians of Indiana when I was in Peru at the Circus City Festival, and I reminded him of our deadlines.
I wish they would. I think it's a viable thing. I wish they would just get that together. It takes an email or a phone call. That's all it takes here, folks. Just do that.
Okay? I think that's everything for marketing.
I have the map and the.
Yes.
I was gonna show that and go over your changes that you suggested.
While she's setting up, Kathy Hartwriter, that was her biggest struggle, was getting people to turn stuff in to get included and stuff. And then they just get mad when it wasn't included, but she had tried and tried and tried. And I just don't think we need to pile that stuff. We're all big boys and girls now. We can get our stuff in. So do we have a name yet?
We also updated on the version that will be coming out.
Yeah.
While she's setting up on the newspaper, we updated the picture that Rosedale submitted to the Noodles for the ones that we found. So we're using their noodle picture. Correct? Yeah.
What?
We submitted the noodle picture.
Yes, I actually need to, that's another thing, I need to check in with Kelly.
Right.
Well, we
Kelly,
still need to also submit,
more copy.
yep. Which I could work
We can
on
talk about that when she part of her report.
Can you go source?
While she's setting up, we'll talk more about the Bridge Festival. We're gonna have to come up with about 2 or 3 more sentences for each area for the newspaper with our new layout format. The other news that we have that's not official, but the Riverton Park football team will be serving lizards and gizzards in the Mecca Tavern booth they have at the county fair outside the tavern in Mecca. So that they're going to expand the tavern parking lot for people that are not 21, that they can get food now by going to Mecca.
Okay, so this is our new map that was sent out, I can't remember if it was today or yesterday. Doug had a couple proposed changes. He had recommended swapping the handmade quilt out for chicken and noodles because every other
I agree.
location has a food item. And he also suggested adding Indiana's largest festival and the festival dates, which I said that's fine. We just, obviously we need to remember that every year we'll have to update the dates on this.
But if we're only
So it's
using
not
it
a
social media,
timeless-
I'm not as concerned about that. But I do think we need to remind social media we're Indiana's largest festival.
Mm-hmm.
Not knowing how this will get used, this will be used basically on social media and on our website.
Mm-hmm.
But the only thing that I saw was that Rosedale didn't get a food. Everybody else has a food, correct me guys?
I think it's good.
Yep.
Good thinking, Doug.
So that's the only thing, and they submitted the noodle picture, so, yeah.
Yep.
And just to get on the dates and the biggest festival, largest festival, I think we just need to continually emphasize that, because somebody will step in if we don't. We just need to keep doing that.
I saw actually the Route 40 festival in Brazil. They're using Indiana's largest one-day
They
festival.
are, yes, they are.
Yeah,
That's like Indiana's largest 4-day wine festival.
yeah.
We just need to
I
keep
thought
beating
that was
on there.
funny.
Yep.
Yep.
I just have one question. What's the soda bottle off to the right there for?
That's that's Billy Creek's. That's
That's in their pictures, all those,
Okay.
they have all those colored
That's what they
sodas,
chose to be their
food.
thing, I
Okay.
guess, there.
It's like G&M, if you go to G&M, they've got that whole thing of pop now. Yeah.
They have that in the general store down at Billy Creek.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
It's not my
agree.
favorite
I do
either.
remember, I do remember seeing that at Civil days. I see what you mean now.
I agree, nobody's gonna know why that's there until they go there, and then they'll know from then on what it
Yeah.
is.
I unfortunately don't think they have a specialty necessarily like the other locations really do, but
The only pushback I think we could get from this, just so that we're all aware, and I'm okay with this, is that We all know there's coolers at 2 locations.
Yeah.
And we all know that potatoes are the #1 seller on the square.
But to be fair, there's also pumpkin ice cream at multiple, and cinnamon rolls and.
The Catholics are very sensitive in Rockville. I can say that. I go to church there sometimes.
Yeah.
I move that we approve this with the alteration of the chicken and noodles at Rosedale.
And,
Indiana's
the
largest
largest.
festival.
And the dates. Yep.
is there a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye. Okay.
Sounds
Great
good.
artwork. I loved it. Personally, when I opened it, I went, wow.
You do okay.
Okay, social media report. Another great month on social media. So this is all of our normal stuff that we regularly do. On Instagram, we're up by 616 followers, so we're up to 17,606, which is really awesome. You can see some of the top performing posts, and you can see here, so this is a carousel of images, whereas this is a video. So you can see that, we had a good mix of videos and carousels. I also like to point out how many non-followers we reached, which is really great. That just means we're, gaining new followers. More people that aren't already following us are seeing our content, which is awesome. Also, just this is a good reminder to us that the mix of food and restaurants does really well. Like obviously, when people travel, they want to make sure that there's good food where they're going, so really reminding people that there's plenty of restaurants or places to eat is very important. Our top posts, number 1 was a giveaway to Turkey Run Inn, thanks to Tim and his team. So this one had, over 22,000 accounts reached, and again, a really high number of non-followers, which is awesome, because it just gets us more engagement. Number 2 was a 50 days till Parke County Covered Bridge Festival video.
Great
And
video.
number 3 was the feature on Benjamin's new restaurant. And our Facebook analytics, this was our exciting month where we surpassed Visit Indiana, so very exciting stuff. Our next big target, I'd say, is 100,000. Yeah, thank you. Words. 100,000. We do have like 120 some thousand followers, but this is page likes. So this is just the number we have been tracking since then. So very excited to get there.
Is there a way to get the followers to to click on that
It's
to like the
it's
page?
honestly really tricky, and I keep hoping that Facebook will just combine the two eventually. But they would have to like, if you only like the page right now, you would have to go to our page and like literally change your settings from like to follow, which is very annoying.
Yeah.
But it's just a matter of like how some people
So there's no
engaged.
sly way to
No.
send something out and get people to
There
put
is
something
not.
that makes
I wish, no.
worth the ask.
Yeah, but yeah, so really, really pleased with that, and I expect that, hopefully that'll kind of continue over our next few months with all the extra social media stuff that we're doing now.
Good job. I think that everyone was kind of doubting the ability.
I was doubting that.
That's 3 years ago, but
I proposed that, so
I was doubting.
Congratulations to all of us, but Courtney, great work on getting that done.
thank you to all of you for voting for things that we do to support that effort.
Thanks
too.
for setting the bar high.
Well, no, sir, it doesn't happen. I was at the state fair, I was the day by day, because the state was there that day and stopped at the booth. I said, hey, by the way, I want to show you this text.
Just rub it in.
Yeah.
Okay. So excitingly enough, our top post on Facebook was actually this video about Old Jail Inn. This one, if you have a moment, I highly recommend reading some of the comments. They are pretty funny. Like a lot of, I've already been to jail. I don't need to go back kind of comical, kind of joking comments. So I mean, but no matter, this is one of those things that like any PR is good PR. Like it got a ton of engagement, and you can kind of see here, like there's a bunch of laughing emojis. Like people found it really interesting and funny that an old jail is now an inn. So again, that was our top performing video on Facebook, which was really fun to see. I'd be very curious to hear if they've seen outcomes
having a
from
great
that. So
I don't.
I'd
She had
love to.
another tour group in today. I need to get video of her. She's hilarious when she walks around in her jail garb. It's so funny. I love watching her walk around town and everyone following her. I'll have to get video of that.
Did she? Never mind.
Yeah, you'll have to share with her that
Yeah.
if you see her,
Okay.
because I don't know that she would probably know that was our top post with
Yeah.
over.
I haven't
Try to
stopped
make
there.
it let it go on their own side.
Over 500,000 people watched it. Over 300,000. It was reached by over 300,000 people.
That's
So,
just mind-boggling.
yeah, I'd say it's really awesome I mean, that's when you create a really unique place. So second one was 75 days till, so over 128,000 reach on that one. And number 3, another Parke County Covered Bridge Festival. So this was a Who's Ready, plan your trip, and like join our Facebook group for all things. These were all of our lodging posts. We're slowly getting to the end of our listings, and I'll kind of zoom in on some of these.
Yeah.
The hard part with these is they were kind of all over the place. Like you can see some of them, like this one had over 800 likes. Some of them were more in the 200s, some of them were in the hundreds range. And honestly, it's hard for me to tell you exactly why. It could have been the day that it was posted. It could have just been some people were more engaged with it than others. So, or just they liked the look of it better than others. So it's hard to tell, but I do think we had some really good results from these features. So this one was Peaceful Waters, Raccoon Lakeside Lodge, Park Bridge Motel, Old Jail Inn, and then our Turkey Run Inn additional feature again. So yeah, TikTok was a awesome month on TikTok. We're over, just in this last month, we've gained over 2,000 new followers. So we're up to 8,163 followers. I would say that this is probably, TikTok is one of those things where the more you do, the better, and the more your algorithm keeps growing. And we did add additional, like we went from 3 posts a week to that 5 to 6 posts a week. So we're only doing more things on there now. So you can see some of our analytics here. You can see the total viewers, new viewers, gender, some of our top posts, post views. And then, so these were some of, like I said, we had a lot of really high performing posts on here. So we had a Turkey Run State Park with over 25,000 views, Bridge Festival with over 107, another Bridge Festival with almost 100, just a general fall one, another Turkey Run State Park, and another festival one. So just, again, a lot of, the more we're posting on there, you can see that it's like only growing in views and algorithm. Yeah. Any questions?
How's the
Concerns?
official Park County Covered Bridge
I'm not
Festival?
sure. I know it's growing. I'd have to.
Did you see
pull that up.
the video Shelby and I did with the newspaper?
Yes, yeah,
That
because you
was
posted it in the group,
so
right?
fun.
Yep. And I saw you posted in the group. Yes.
Yeah.
Keep using the group. Let me look and see. Yeah, so we're up to almost 42,000 members in there. Once I approve, we have about 40 requests to join right now, so might jump up to, nope, not quite, still 41.9, but almost 42. Yeah, so
Great. And that was just started last year, right? I mean, in preparation for last year's festival, or was it?
I can't remember
Yeah.
now.
I think it was
Beginning of the
last
year.
year. Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Let me take that.
Yeah, any other questions?
You want to give a quick synopsis of our meeting that we had with Vigo County with Karen?
You can.
Okay.
I feel like you,
Well, Courtney and I
Better.
met for a lunch compliments of the Terre Haute Convention Bureau, and she proposed that we consider doing our partnership with Putnam County with Vigo County. All right, and I sent out the verbiage by email to everyone where Putnam County would not allow any of their characters to be dropped at all. And we didn't drop any of ours. We, in my mind, we dropped the word art and we replaced that word art with murals, because we all three have murals now, fair. And art was only a reference to us of our arts and crafts and the art gallery. And I just saw it, in all fairness, as a partnership. Karen would be willing to pay for a third of it. She will get the same labels as we get. That was part of the meeting. So we'll need approval to do that, to bring Vigo County, if there's any other questions. We'll rotate. Putnam County gets the bridge this year, which is what we had already agreed on. Vigo County would get it next year. They only have one bridge, and it looks like ours, to be candid. It's got a white front and red sides, whereas theirs this year has a red front, red sides, because we don't have any of those. And then the third year we would get this. It would be a 3-year agreement.
On your
So
motion?
they proposed a three-way partnership.
Vigo did.
Okay.
But Putnam would agree to do it, but they won't give up any of their characters. And to get her, Vigo in part of it, I've scheduled a meeting with Courtney at the ITA meeting at lunch, where we're requesting, Parke is requesting they give us additional characters so we can add the bike, their bike park, and something else that I couldn't care less.
you'll be at the ITA also, right?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I guess I said that I could go during the day, but you said that you had to be able to go in the evening, and I can't because of our.
Well, you can go just during the day,
Okay.
but the night before is when.
I emailed back and said
Right.
I couldn't make the
You
evening,
could-
but I can go to the day, and you said, I'm sorry, you said like, well, I'll ask Diana or Celia.
I think
if
that's
they can
that's just a networking dinner the night before,
Yes.
though, the actual day of
come.
conference.
It just seemed
It's
to
a-
me it was something very important to you that whoever's going to attend that night before, and I cannot.
You can't do that.
No, our schedule will not allow.
Okay, so we'll need a motion to pay for the three of us to go, because we could still register.
I would love to go for the
Okay.
day,
So I'll make a motion
It's the only
that,
thing I can
unless
do.
there's, tell me you want to go, anybody else wants to go, Celia?
When is
I can
it?
tell you the date. Look it up for you.
It is the annual marketing seminar, and we have
Terre
only,
Haute.
it's in Terre Haute this year. Normally it's statewide.
September
It's for the
18th.
Indiana Tourism Association.
September 18th.
I want to say it's 8:30 to 3.
Right,
Yep.
8:30 to 3.
We should have Nancy include Jen on that
Right,
lunch as well.
yes, absolutely.
So state
Sure,
your
I'll
motioning
go.
in there. State your
Thank you.
motioning in there.
That
I
we
appreciate it.
let's make the motion, we pay for any commission member that would like to go to the ITA marketing meeting for the day.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay, moving second to approve our paying for the ITA attendance. All in favor, say aye. Okay.
September 18th, right? I have it on the
Yes,
calendar just in
yes.
case I was able to go.
It's at the Convention Center in Terre Haute.
Perfect.
And you're there representing the Parke County CVC. That's how you're gonna get in, because they won't have your name as a member.
Oh, that's fine.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Do you want me to
That's-
email you guys both the
Yes,
the
please.
thing to
Yeah.
sign up?
Now, I only say this because it happened to me. Is it at the convention center or the convention and visitors center?
Convention Center, the new
Okay.
Convention
Yep.
Center.
Okay. Okay, that's convention and visitors center, because I went to the convention center. We had Terre Haute had their Chamber of Commerce Awards banquet, and the invites that I got was to go to the Vigo County Convention Center. And actually, it comes up as the Terre Haute Convention Center, which is out by the casino. So I drove out there by the casino. I was the only one in the parking lot. So I called and asked, and they said, well, no, it's the convention center. And I'm under the sign that says Terre Haute Convention Center. So what are we talking about? Oh, it's the Convention and Visitors Center. So I don't know how they're gonna fix that, because that's gonna happen to a lot of people in the next
Yeah.
few times.
So it's the one down.
Convention center on
It's the one on Wabash,
the new-
yes, 600 something Wabash.
Okay. I assume that's.
But that is actually the Convention and Visitors Center. Yes.
That's what it says
Yes.
in the building.
Yeah.
Okay, the other thing that we had talked about when we were there with Karen was that we would begin doing more joint marketing things with Terre Haute as we go down and into the future. Remember, she respectfully represents a $4.3 million budget, and I had to remind her that we had 265. So these would be things that would benefit a lot more day trips for us, maybe some lunch meals, but the overnight, respectfully, are going to be in this partnership what we do with them. One of the things we talked about was on our website that we would, right now we just say nearby cities. She's wanting a link from our website to nearby cities, correct?
Yes.
And to that, when this is what she brought to the table at the lunch, and I said, we'd have to have discussions about that, but then we want to make sure that we're getting something significant return. We do know that we're her #1 festival that feeds rooms to her hotels, we all know that. And they're wanting a bigger share of that. Anything that we do joint marketing, she also put on the table, will not mention anything about a casino in Terre Haute. Nothing we do jointly will talk about the casino at her request.
Okay.
Just FYI.
So what's the goal and the pro for us?
Well, the pro for us would be, as an example, they're getting back into the motor coach business. We've been out of it. We have no lodging that does, correct me Tim, we have no lodging that does luggage service, correct?
Yeah, no, we haven't
Right.
had motor coach in the 10 years I've been.
Right. So that would be where they would come and do the day trip like they used to and stay in Terre Haute like they used to. Okay? And it would be any kind of groups that we have lots of motor coach groups that are already staying lots of places during the Bridge Festival. I mean, every motor coach we get, very few of those are day trips now.
It's funny when I go to, used to be called 2025, and now it's Indiana, Kristen Craig group that they're doing, really pushing advertising, particularly for Terre Haute, but it's West Central Indiana is actually what they're really pushing. We have so many people amongst us, not us, but so many people just don't realize what a big deal this festival is. I mean, they just don't understand, but anybody else that I deal with, commissioner-wise, in any other county, they are just amazed that this goes on, this survived this long. So even though you may hear people on the street complaining about traffic and all that stuff, and this thing, oh, well, it doesn't do us any good anyway, well, okay, fine. But we're still gonna have it anyway, so.
Right.
Yeah.
Will we be doing those traffic counters again?
I was a little disappointed in that last year,
Yes.
but we've had the conversation on that. The disappointment with me was, they just set them up before the festival and they didn't come back until it was done. They need to check those daily, or authorize someone to check those daily.
Yeah.
The one at Bridgeton that was trashed, Dan has already said that he will check on that every day when he goes in, so that should be monitored. I don't think that count had any value to us last year at all, that we spent the $600 on, because it was not done as it was proposed to me. What I understood that we would have a daily count, which is what they told me, which they would have had if the equipment hadn't got trashed.
Yeah.
But they need to trash that to check that every day that's been trashed. The only reason it was trashed because I'm confident we had changed the way Bridgeton are being treated. And as far as I know, there's no one in Bridgeton who doesn't think that turned out to be a wonderful thing. It was a great way to go, and they're talking about making some changes now. The only changes really are on the covered bridge side, whether to go to the right, make that looping out, or go to the left and make a looping out. Other than that, there may be one extension on one street, but that's going to come from these folks, they'll decide, and they'll make sure PCI knows how others are too. But we really think that it was probably trashed because someone didn't like the idea of not letting them drive through Bridgeton on their way home or something. So, but Dan already said that he will check that every day to make sure it's okay. It's just a rubber hose that, you just drive across in a gas station and ding the bell. Well, that's what does the count. And so someone had trashed that. So Dan will have extra rubber tubing, and if it's trash, he'll just replace it or splice it, and then we'll go on that every day. So my suggestion would be, and I'm just one vote, but my suggestion, because I think it's worthwhile information to see exactly where everybody's coming from, and I think sometimes that'd be surprising. Some of the numbers they had were surprising, but they really only had one in the one location, didn't have any count going the back way from Bridgeton to Mansfield. They need to have that, but they didn't realize that went through, but they will. And so, we're talking less than $1,000, I think, for significant information. I would like to see us do it one more year, with the codicil to them that you
The
maintain it
stipulations,
every
yeah.
day. It's gotta be checked every day. And if that means somebody leaves at your place at 7 o'clock in the morning and goes to Bridgeton and checks that too, then that's what you do every day. So if you're okay with that requirement, I'll tell them we plan to do that again, and that's Thrive. I mean, I can tell them to do that because the board really would decide that, and I know the board would approve that. But I'd like to see Karen take care of that, and so I think we just need to make sure they understand that we expect better than we got last year for what we spent. If it had been a personal investment on mine, I probably would have wanted my money back because it had no value to me at all that I saw. But we
See if
tried.
we negotiate a good price due to that.
Nah, well, I mean, you can do that if you want. If you make a motion to do it, we can try that, but I don't have any interest
When did we pay
in
them?
doing that. $600.
When?
Oh, I don't
Before,
know.
after,
November.
during, half and half?
After. No, it was all after.
After.
Wasn't it?
So can we ask them to email those numbers daily?
I don't know that we can ask them to get the numbers daily. I mean, I could ask, I don't know, but I don't know that we need them daily, but
No, but I mean, that's just a way to know that they're checking them.
they just, well, yeah. I would prefer, personally, it's just me, not to require that, but to have somebody just drive the route and make sure they're all okay every day. And if they want to hire somebody up here to check them every day, I would do that every day. Well, no, I can't. I guess I'm busy, I can't. But somebody could,
Right.
every day,
There's a
go
lot of
drive it.
driving.
Just
Yeah.
didn't know how we're going to be certain that
Hold them
that's gonna
accountable,
happen
yeah.
unless-
And even if they check, understand, there's no guarantee it's gonna be okay. Because
Right.
they're there now, doesn't mean an
They're
hour if they leave, they trash it then, so. But at least they would've made the effort, they made no effort, they
Well,
just set them
at
up and
least in
checked again.
24 hours there, you're
Yes.
only gonna lose
Yeah.
24 hours
That's right.
of information.
I mean,
Yeah.
the only thing, if for some reason they say one was ruined again at the end of the results, then they won't be paid, like they didn't meet their
Can we,
contract.
I mean, can we say that, I mean?
Yes, I can, and I'll
instead
make
of
that
being-
plain to her, that we're willing to try this again, but we're not paying for that same
If we
thing we
do
got
not
last year.
get the daily
Yes.
number,
Yes.
accurate daily numbers.
Yeah.
And if they don't go and check it and it gets trashed and we don't get the numbers, then that is
And
not. and we-
this is
and
brand
not-
new to them. They do have, I mean, they have capacity through LTAP and them. They have the capacity to do that with cameras. They can put up
Yeah.
cameras and do it by camera. This is just the more direct, simpler way to do it. Just set up things across. They just don't think people are going to trash stuff, but they are. So it's country living, and it's our people in country living. So that's what they do. Here, hold my beer and watch me cut this rubber hose, and I'll make me somebody today and go do it. So I can let them know that if there's damage and we don't have accurate daily numbers, we're not paying for it, but we're willing to buy. We'll buy that information from you at the end of the year if it's good information, but we're not paying you to something that had no value to us. She really didn't understand why we wanted it. I really wanted it last year to see what the count was from one year to the next, coming in different directions, because I know people are going to learn how to get to where they want to be in Bridgeton. If you want to go to the east side parking, you come in from the east. If you want to go north, you come from the north, or south, come from the south. And I knew that first year that'd be a struggle, but now I think anybody that goes there on a regular basis is going to know where they need to go to get there.
So then we're using the numbers to be able to indicate the traffic flow
Just
for
so
each.
we know what's going on, and maybe even advertise. I mean, maybe we may be surprised about how many people are going someplace, but I don't care about being a competition between Bridgeton or Mansfield, because it's different things for different
It's
people.
over.
So I'm not concerned about that.
Would it be possible to put an ad online or in the newspaper? Not an ad, but a map showing the different locations that are closed so that you can see how to get in?
I don't know, something we could do on our website or something, I suppose. We want to
We
do
have
that.
a map on our website. I don't know
And
that
you
it's
might-
as intricate as what you're
But the really important part on that to remember
Saying-
is, even if you came from the north and you wanted to go south and you couldn't go south your parking lot, there was still a parking lot there for you to park into. You're not being denied access to Bridgeton, you just can't go to your parking lot. And then if you want to go to your parking lot because you've been there 30 years, then now you know you can't come from that direction, you got to come the other way. So I really think it's just a one-year experience to get that.
There are roads around
Yes,
the
there are.
perimeter. You could get to
Yes, you
any
can.
side.
Yes, you can. And those maps show that. I mean, the maps have the roads, so they're there if they want to pursue that. But I really think, and that's the information I wanted, after that first year, I just don't see anyone. John Swanner from TV even called me. In fact, he's doing football games for Wax the other night. He called last year and asked how to get to where, because he and his family have gone to this one parking lot for 30-some years on the east side. I said, well, you just need to come, he's coming from Terre Haute, so you just need to come over to Brazil and come up 59 to get right in there, not a problem. He did that, he said it was perfect. It was perfect, he said. And he just loved the fact that they could walk down the street without worrying about getting run over by somebody in the car there. So it's a good move. It can be tweaked, I'm sure, like anything can be, and it will be. And Celia and her group are looking at that, so there'll be tweaks along the way, but
And
it's
there,
a good thing.
I'm just throwing this out here, I always say you can throw it right back at me, but it might be something beneficial, like once the lots are set up prior to festival, I'm sure that's done, in advance, not just thrown together the day before, that somebody it's like video, like make a video of it, and then possibly it's something that, I don't know, is that something that we could share on, like to have fun with it on social media, and have fun with it, like it doesn't need to be so, like, but have fun with it, like, we know we've made some changes for safety in Bridgeton, but here's how, where you can go and maybe get some visuals. I don't know.
It'd be nice to have a visual of the street traffic in Bridgeton, people walking, and they can see that it's closed off, and we had one guy come, and he was even demanding that we just need to open those streets up. We just put crosswalks and tell them they can only cross the street here. Yeah, you go tell all these Megan people they can only cross at this crosswalk. Yeah. We'll have snipers in the trees, and they get out in the street, we're just going to shoot them where they are. That'll be it. So they do get nuts, but I will, if that's your wish, then I'll relay that to Karen, that we're willing to do this again, but if it's the same as last year and you have difficulty with equipment, we're not going to pay for that. So, because they really don't have much invested in it. I mean, that's old equipment. They take it out one day and set it up and pick it up 10 days later or 13 days later. So I can do that. So other than that, are we okay with go ahead and paying for that service for another year and see if there's any value to us to do it? I'd make that motion then, that we engage with Thrive to do the traffic count one more year, and then we'll see how that goes. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay, move a second to do as we did last year. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, I will contact her and let her know that we want to try that way.
Okay. We also had a complaint from the donut barn at Lyford about pictures that were taken with Courtney's group that we paid to go out.
No, those were their pictures that were on their social media.
Okay, we did send a paid photographer down there.
No, the donut barn was not on our list.
Was not.
It
No.
just opened about 3 months ago, maybe 2 months ago.
Okay,
No,
so those were
none
their
of those
pictures.
pictures I took. No, those were all their pictures.
Okay, so we posted a picture that they put on their social media because they wanted to be added to the map and added to the list, right? Mm-hmm. And we've done that. And then I got this very offensive email. I did. Courtney didn't think it was that bad. But Courtney took it down with it. One of the photos showed donuts that were on a rack in her shop. And she objected to the donuts, right? Being shown the way they were shown.
The lady did, the owner?
Yes.
Because you got an email before from just somebody complaining about the coverage.
No,
but
we
it
got
wasn't them. This is another one.
Right. This is from the owner, correct? Courtney, you saw it.
What was her complaint?
Because
It wasn't an attractive picture of
it
her
wasn't an
donuts?
attractive picture of her, because it looked like she had posted this donut pictures of what was for sale at the end of the day, which she does, and there was 5 or 6 pictures, and she only complained about the one picture out of the 6. But she couldn't believe that we would post something like that. So,
That's funny.
but you took it down within hours.
Yeah, it wasn't a. Yeah.
But it was something out on her Facebook
I think I
page.
saw the picture on her Facebook page and I wondered why she posted it on her page, because I thought the same thing.
That's funny. But it's her picture she posted.
Yeah, I thought,
Funny.
why would you
Yeah.
put that on your page?
I spent an hour on the phone. I thought she was going to come tonight and have donuts.
Doug's disappointed, clearly.
That's the part that we're upset about.
Yeah.
I can't have it now with my new.
Well, I wish her luck. She was able to get into business because of the redevelopment commission with the revolving fund loan fund that we have, and they were a participant in that. And we were thrilled that they were trying to do business, but by being off the street, like they're off the street, and their hours are very limited now. It appeared like you could go every day, but you can't. You drive back there and
Closed.
then you got to remember what day it is and what hours of what day it is. So I think it's going to be a struggle for her, but we'll see.
She's
how that
having
goes.
record sales, so I'm glad.
Well, good. And maybe she doesn't need much to get by, and that's okay. All right, what else
She
you
needs
got?
social media. She did tell me that.
Well,
I
we-
made that perfectly clear.
Okay. Well, she needs to quit taking ugly pictures then.
She needs to send us pretty pictures.
That's right. So what else you got?
I think that's it.
Anybody else have anything for the good of the cause?
The Indiana travel map that Parke County was featured in, they put, so in Indiana, or in travel, or travel in, is at the airport now. They posted that, but the funny how I knew it, and then I saw the post later, was some friends of mine were traveling home from London, and they picked that magazine up and were reading it and saw me, and her daughter thinks I'm a celebrity.
Oh, that's funny. But you are.
She's 7, so it's a big deal.
That's right.
But I thought that was cool that
That is cool.
it made the racks in the airport when we got such a nice feature for all of our businesses.
And we're getting an electronic feature on, it was originally called Pumpkin Palooza in Parke County, because we have over 100 locations that sell pumpkins. I got them to change the headline because the state won't change anything unless it's technically incorrect. The story was all correct, except there's one line in there that says neighboring to R31 are 9 covered bridges in Putnam County. And since this was with IDDC, I said, well, why is anything in Putnam County mentioned? Well, you go down the byline was written by a professor at DePaul University. So I got them to change the headline to Pumpkin Palooza during the Parke County Covered Bridge Festival. So at least that'll be the headline for our section, not Pumpkin Palooza in Parke County, because I read it and we don't have a Pumpkin Palooza. But it read really, really well.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
The other good news that we have in Parke County is Tim knows that the DNR bought a second page in the 2025 version of the Indiana Festival Guide to be in March, correct, Tim?
Yeah.
In March, and that will feature come visit our beautiful state park ends.
Great. Okay, next month's date would be the 25th. Everybody okay with September 25th?
Oh my goodness.
Okay,
September 25th. I cannot be here.
good. We'll have parties then. Bring donuts that night, buddy.
You can call her back and ask for those donuts.
Yeah. Yeah, Rhonda, what you got?
I just wanted to let the members know that our Dine on a Covered Bridge event that was hosted by PCI in Bridgeton on the 17th was a huge success. We had 200 visitors, 7 states were represented, and we had guests from as far away as Texas.
Nice.
For the event.
Yeah.
25 guests were local.
Did the ones from Texas mention that they came for that, or were they just going to be here anyway, or did they come for
They came
that?
and they had other people they wanted to visit while they were here, so they did the
Great.
Dine on a Covered Bridge, and they visited several businesses
Yeah.
and bridges while they were
Great.
here as well.
I met a couple
Congratulations.
Karen Rose Cousins.
Portland
Karen
at the
Rose
stage
Cousins.
show
okay.
that was on their way on Saturday. I met them on Thursday from Iowa, and we were part of their from Iowa back to. We were the last leg of that, and they specifically came to Parke County because the Dine the Covered Bridge, because they're from Iowa near the covered bridges.
Great. All right, anybody else have anything else to
Yes.
bring before us?
If we're going to have, the marketing committee thought we did want to meet during October, but I can't meet the 23rd, so would it be okay if we met the 30th? Because
For our meeting?
For our meeting here, so that we'll know what money we have for October, so we can then authorize that to
Yeah.
happen in November and December.
Is that your motion?
What month, what day?
October
October
30th.
30th, just the
30th.
next Wednesday.
Are we leaving September 25th
October
first
30th.
though?
Yes.
Yeah, there was nobody had a problem with 25th of September.
I cannot,
Jen-
I mean, not that it, I'm just.
On the 30th?
No, I mean, I can on I can meet October 30th for
Okay.
the marketing. I
Okay.
cannot be here September 25th for the
Okay.
CVC.
Yeah, but the 30th, we're meeting for the CVC.
Oh, okay, I thought you
Because
were, okay.
if
yeah.
the CVC doesn't meet in October, guys, we won't know what kind of money we have from September and October
Okay, I
to
missed
spend in November
But
and
yes,
December.
right.
I thought you meant marketing too for October.
No,
So-
I'm talking
No, we're
about,
talking about
CVC
changing
on
the CVC.
30th instead of the 23rd.
Right,
Right.
moving it from the 23rd to the
because
30th.
Okay.
we struggled to meet on the 23rd, which is the week after the Bridge Festival, to be candid.
So is that your motion to move the meeting
meeting
from the
to the
23rd to
30th.
the 30th? Is there a second to that?
I'll second.
Are we,
Okay.
I know, that's what I'm
are we
saying.
okay? Sorry, I wanna go ahead and book the conference room, so can we nail down the dates for November, December too?
Hang on a
It
second,
was-
let's get this one in October. Motion and seconded to move it from the 23rd to the 30th. All in favor, say aye. Okay, now let's look at November and December.
We had November 27th
Yes?
as the regular meeting date. Is that an issue
That's
with
the-
anybody?
Where's
That's
that fall
Thanksgiving
with
Eve.
the
Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving, I don't know if that matters.
The night before
Say.
Thanksgiving?
You want to move it to the 20th?
20th? I'm okay with
I
the
can't do
20th.
the 20th.
Okay.
school board meeting? 20th?
I can do either. so.
Yeah.
Will the
can do either.
27th impact anybody? That's the night before Thanksgiving.
I can't be here that night.
Probably, I'm doubtful.
Okay, well, let's change
What about the
things then.
26th?
26 is fine.
Yeah.
I can do the 26th.
Tim, you okay with
I
that?
can do 26.
All right.
November 26th?
Yep, that seems to be the consensus. We don't need to
Tuesday.
vote.
Is that, where does that fall on election?
Tuesday,
Tuesday.
November 26th.
Okay, that's good.
Okay,
So let me add that real quick here myself while I'm doing
Do you
it.
all see the event that I sent all to you? Or
It doesn't
no?
go on my, it
Okay.
doesn't go, like, I accept so that you see that I've accepted, I think sometimes I try, but it doesn't, I don't use the
I don't
same
use- I don't
calendar,
use
so-
what-
I
Okay,
don't
you're
use that
good.
calendar either.
What are you in?
It's like a calendar event that I sent to
Oh,
everybody,
oh,
but I
yeah.
didn't know.
I use
think
it, Courtney,
the
keep
email.
sending it.
Okay, good.
All right,
Get some
let's go
email.
to December then. December right now is Christmas Day. I don't see a problem with
Let's
that.
do it.
I won't be,
Everybody bring a present.
I won't be here.
I gotta work till 5 that day anyway, so.
Okay.
I can be here at 6.
All right, so you want to move it up to the 18th? You want to move it, you get it away entirely from that week? What do you
I
want to do?
cannot do the 18th.
I can't be, my mom arrives at 3:06 at the airport, so you want my.
We probably need to
mom
meet in
here.
December because we'll have some
Yeah.
end of the year stuff to do. So, 17th, anybody?
That works.
That works.
I can do that.
All right, let's make it the 17th then.
Tuesday, December 17th. All at 6
All at
here.
6 here,
Okay.
yep.
Yep. I will get the conference room booked through the end of the year.
Thank you.
At the other new business, and I got one more thing on that. At the last ITA meeting, Jim, as it relates to Parke County and other counties, some counties were being written up by the State Board of Account when they were writing checks out of the CVC account back to the county, when the county then dispersed the money. The State Board of Accounts told those counties they should be writing that check, even if it's like what we're about to do. The council would tell us who to give the money to, and then Diana writes the
Okay,
check.
they need to know
directly
that,
to them.
I'll let them know.
So that we're not legally allowed to give people the money to give away to somebody else. We're only authorizing the state statute to write for services, and so that's what they
Oh,
call.
well, now, I would disagree. I mean, I understand exactly what you're saying, but there is no codified, written contractual obligation that the council will use that money for that purpose. We are sharing that percentage just with the general fund itself. So that they can't give it to the general fund and they can decide what they're gonna do with it, because we're not giving it to them to give to someone else. They want it, that's why they asked for the increase and then by the 3%. They asked for the increase to have funds to help with public safety. But there was no agreement that that money was going to go to those fire departments. I know you mentioned that a couple times, fire departments. There is no obligation that that's where it goes.
So the obligations who's our obligation to?
General fund,
Period.
Parke County, period. Yeah,
And they can use the money however they want?
that's the obligation, yes. We were told that's what it was for, that it was going to go that way. So we didn't have any choice on that. That's the agreement we make, that 25% of that number
Right.
we came up with eventually goes to the county. They wanted the money so they could share it with first responders.
Okay.
But contractually, we've never signed anything that committed that to being what it was going to be used for. So I don't think the state would be upset with that, because that's just a share of the convention visitors tax. But if they are, and it has to be specific, then I would agree 100%. They need to give us a list of who to send the checks to. We write the checks directly. I'll let Roy know that's what came up.
And however, what they call this was, we could still do the money legally, but it's called consent and decree, meaning they tell us who to write the checks to.
Yeah, that's fine.
Or we write the checks, and we have no authority to say no.
Yeah.
So the amount that we're gonna give them will not change. It's them telling us how they want us to send the money out to. That's the way it was explained at the meeting.
I don't understand why we would not have any consent to say no, because it's always our money. It's always our money. We just reached an agreement that we would share the new funds with them. I would disagree with whoever told you that, and I'm not a lawyer, but I would disagree with that part. But I won't be a problem if I tell them that we've been directed by the state that instead of them writing the checks, we will supply them with what that number will be, the 25%. They decide how to divide it up. They notify us who to send the
Diagrates
checks to, what to send the
checks.
checks to.
Then don't we
That I can
have
do.
to take whoever they notify us that they want it written to, take that to a vote and decide whether we want to?
Good question. I would think
Because
so. We're
again,
spending money.
they are just
Yeah.
asking us to do that.
Yeah.
It's our money, it's our decision whether we
Yeah.
But we're
actually
telling
do
them
that.
how much we're going to spend. Because that's
It's
what
still our money.
we'll do. True, but I'm just saying up front, we've said that this agreement, correct, Jim, says that the 25%, period.
The agreement is just 25% period.
Yes,
Yeah, but I agree with Jim. If we're agreeing to give them 25%, we're not agreeing to give them that money for a reason. We're just saying we're going to give them
Right.
that. They have asked for that because they said that they needed an increase of monies because
Yep. They are not obligated to spend it
Right,
to
they don't
anybody.
need, they could
If,
spend it
if,
on
Anything.
the
if they come
road.
back to us and say, hey, we're putting a new parking lot in
Yeah.
here,
We
we want
can't-
that funds for that.
And how could you say that wasn't tourism related if you're going to do
Yeah,
a parking
see
lot?
that?
That's why you get into it, and that is tourism related. So I think we're
Well,
okay.
not necessarily,
No,
no,
but
it's
it-
at the maintenance garage.
But it could be. But it could be. That's why I don't think we
Location
need to get
doesn't
involved with
But
that.
yeah, once we give them the money,
It's there.
yeah, we're just.
Our only obligation
good
with Senator Derry was,
But, so, I'm just, a thought, if there's a problem with us just giving the funds back to the.
that's what the State Board of Account ruled on these. We didn't get violated because we've never done that.
Could we just have them withhold some funds from the money that they transfer to us?
They
Because
can't legally do that.
no, they don't have any control over the funds that we get. It's a complete pass-through. They have to approve our budget, but they can't not approve our budget,
Can
so.
we ask for guidelines from the State Board of
Yes,
Accounts?
I was getting ready to go. We're gonna have a new auditor here in about 30 days. And as soon as the new auditor takes office, I will tell her where we are, and we need to see some guidelines on that.
Yes.
This is the way we're doing it, and some other counties have had difficulty about how it's passed us. I can take care of that. I'll talk to the auditor, and we'll make sure that gets done.
Yeah.
For right now, we just keep doing it the way we are until somebody comes and tells us we can't. And there's no fine or punishment involved, it's just you can't do that. So, okay, we'll change the way we do it. Otherwise, I can't see making it more difficult for Diana to have 7 or 8 more
Right.
things, and who's gonna decide how much? Of course, I know the council will, but really, if that's the case, the council can't even direct us that we have to do that, so that would change the whole idea, the whole agreement we had. Our whole agreement was we take 25% of that total now and give it to them, and they spend it how they want. They did not come to us and say, we'll agree to collecting this extra 3% and approve that tax, which they had to approve that tax increase. We made no obligation that we would send to each of these departments this much money at a time, so we'll get that worked out, that won't be a problem. We know what each side's intent was, and it's just a matter of figuring out how to get that
And
accomplished.
respectfully, the council has promised lots of these groups funds, clearly. They're all expecting,
They can expect what they want, but there's no obligation to do that. Roy can tell them whatever Roy wants to tell them,
Yeah.
but he does not make an obligation or a commitment on the council's part, nor on commissioner's part, nor on CBC part.
Right.
It's just an agreement that we came up with. So we understand it's going to be this way, and I
Yes.
think it's a good idea. I mean, I think
Right.
these departments deserve it. I don't know how many times they've gone to Tim's place to try to rescue people and stuff, and they get nothing for that typically, so that's what we're doing this for. So I think it's a good idea that Roy came up with, to do that. But that was the basis of the agreement. In fact, Spencer Deary, when he came back to my house after we had done this, he said, is it possible that you and the council are gonna work out how to split this money up? And I said, we already have. He's like, what? You agreed? I said, yeah, I mean, both sides agreed. I go to commissioner meetings all the time. It's really unique in Parke County that our council and commissioners get along. We have a good relationship, and we only do it because we talk about this stuff. I'm not making them do anything, but they're not making me do anything, so commissioners and council do fine. So I'll check on that and see. We'll wait till the new auditor gets there. I'll tell her what came up and see if she can give me any guidelines on that, how we have to do that.
and this is where it goes. We have 2 CDBs now in Indiana that have been basically disbanded by the appointing body, the commissioners and or the council in some counties, because the commission members did not do what they were appointed to do under the guises of the appointing bodies.
And we did that 20 years ago, so.
That's right.
Yeah, so it's good. We expect people to do their job. I think it's okay. I like that. Anybody else got anything? Remind me, I will work on that though as soon as she gets in office.
I'd like to see Celia afterwards. I brought ISFA 1 for all, you're gonna get me the new artwork for your 2 events that are on there. And I wanna talk to Celia about placement again before I leave. I didn't get over there Sunday, sorry.
Tim, how often do you have somebody come in summertime getting lost or whatever, and either ambulance or first response?
Oh,
have to come?
ambulance is probably 2 to 3 times a week.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
How about fire departments looking for somebody 3 or 4 times?
And lost people, that's probably every day.
Really? Hey,
Yeah.
Do you know what trivia we have this year at Raccoon Lake? We haven't had happen this year in a long time.
A boat fire.
yeah. That's why they started one, and
We've had no deaths at the lake.
No. Yeah. Well,
That's the first time in many years I was told at State Fair.
Is there a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion.
Second?
Second.
All right.
If anybody
Okay,
needs
time.
any of the new brochures, I have them in the back.